everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dana, aka Blondie Knots here on YouTube, and today I am so excited to get into this project because I am going to try to freehand a corset. A corset is something I have never made and really never even worn. I don't even think I've ever owned an actual like corset in my life. But I recently got really inspired by some things, and so I thought I would give one a try. I've just been in a mood to freehand. While I was thinking through ideas of what I could try to make, a corset popped into my head and I just thought it'd be the perfect project to try to challenge myself with. So I am going to just quickly get into my plans for this corset, and then we'll just hop right into it because I'm really excited just to get started. First of all, I knew the color I wanted my corset to be was this moss green, and it is a coastal cotton fine yarn by Queensland Collection. I have already now worked with this yarn one other time and I absolutely love the way it works up. It does recommend you use a 3.25 to 3.75 millimeter hook. However, I'm going to be double straining this project because I kind of want to get this project done rather quickly. And if you've been here a while, you'll know that my last Queensland Collection top I made took me a little while. So I'm going to be double straining this yarn and using a 6.5 millimeter hook. I felt like that was a nice middle place to be, and I feel like that'll just help my project work up a lot quicker and still honestly not be too thick. I think it's the perfect hybrid transition color into fall. It's very autumnal, and also it's giving like kind of a forest fairy vibe, which is kind of honestly what I'm going for. For some reason, my brain is thinking something along the lines of like fairycore meets Elizabeth Swann from Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know how or why my brain ended up in that spot, but that's just kind of where I'm at. So I'll pop some inspo pictures for kind of the corset idea I'm thinking right here for you so you can get an idea. And then also I started thinking about the actual texture of my corset, what I wanted it to look like. And originally I just planned on doing a either single or double crochet corset, something very simple, very basic, easy, and then maybe doing some embroidery stitching on top. However, I don't do a lot of embroidery, so that would really be going out of my comfort zone. But then the other week I posted this reel on my Instagram and everyone was raving about the pattern of it. So this is actually half of a sweater I started for my husband 3 years ago, and I just never got around to finishing it. A lot of people asked for the pattern, and if you're interested in it, I will try to find what it actually is called and link it below. It's from a crochet book my grandma gave to me when I very first started crocheting, and so I just made a sweater out of there. I'll show you it because I do have it with me. It looks like this. It's really big because, you know, men's sweaters. It fell in the pile of abandoned whips, and that's just kind of its final resting place. But it has this beautiful like bobble stitch in the middle here, and then it goes into some cables, and then we have this, which is going to be the star of the show, and what inspired this corset is this alpine stitch here. So hopefully you can get a good idea for what it looks like. It's this really pretty front post double crochet stitch, and on top of that I feel like it fits the forest theme really well. It's giving me like Washington tree line vibes, if you know what I mean. Like this right here is what it feels like it's going to look like when it's done, so I'm really excited to give it a shot. I have never made a corset, and I don't have a corset I own to base this off of, so if I was smart and had more pre-planned time, I think what I would have done is bought a sewing pattern so I could see the general construction of it. However, I feel like it's quite basic. I feel like I just need to work it from really this part of my chest down to my waistline. That's kind of just what I'm assuming. Basically, I'm going to take my measurement from my waist and take it from up here at the widest part of my bust area, and then work off of those two measurements and somehow get it from this size to this size. I am going to work top down with it. I feel like that'll just be the easiest way to go about it. While this is kind of just a fashion corset and not something I'm going to be wearing for like practicality in any sense of the word, I still do want it to not be baggy and fit nice and snug, and sometimes I have a problem with making things in my size. I always tend to make things larger than I mean to, just because I always think it's better if it's too big than too small. Those are just kind of my initial thoughts going into it. I did look up some crochet corset patterns just to see if maybe I could find something I want to go off of, and really I didn't find anything that really spoke to me. So we're just going to kind of base this off of what's in my brain and trying to get what's up here into a physical project, which can be a challenge at times. With that all being said, I think we're just going to start working this up and get into it. I also have some really fun little details I want to add in once the actual body of the corset is made. So I will show all those to you as we go along. Right now, we need to get to the most important part and the main part of this, which is the bodice part of the corset. I was just so excited to get this started, so I wanted to kick off this video as soon as possible. As you can see in my setup, if you've been here a while, you know this isn't what it looks like, but I had to borrow these bins for my market, and I have yet to put my office together since I got back from my market a couple days ago. So eventually I'll get this back, but yeah, I couldn't wait another moment. I just really wanted to get into this. I'm gonna pass you over to me, hopefully after I made a little bit of progress on it, and I can kind of speak on how I'm going about this, what I'm thinking so far, and all that good stuff. So I'll catch you in a minute, but here goes nothing trying to freehand a corset. Let's see what we get. Okay guys, I've been working this up for a little bit now, so I feel like I have a good update to share with you. So this is what the alpine stitch is looking like. I am absolutely loving it. Let me show you first. I am loving the way it looks with this green. This is the top here. So we have this like nice little top border. I'll have to decide what to do with that after, if I want to add some like embellishment to that or not. But right now it's just looking like this. And then, yeah, we just started working the body of it, which is great. I will also show you, I have some stitch markers that are lined. Oh, these two are on this side. Just depends on wherever they landed. I placed those there to know when to decrease. I'm just really just winging this and going along with it. And so I figured I would place my decreases. I have 2 sets of decreases in the middle of my back. So I'm doing 2 on this side, decreases, 2 on this side. I'm doing 1 set of decreasing in my armpit area, let's call it, and then 1 set of decreasing in the front. Oh gosh, I don't know how to say this for YouTube. Right around this area, if you know what I mean, okay? And I feel like that way, when it's pulling in, it's gonna kind of grab in at the parts you wanna emphasize when you're wearing a corset. So that's why I feel like it'll really cinch in if I put the decreasings there. I just tried it on like over my sports bra really quick, and it looks like it's keeping a nice gap in the middle. I'm trying to keep about maybe a 2-inch gap, something like that, because then we'll lace it up. And I do want it to have a little bit of spacing between the lace up. I don't really like when they lace up completely. I like when you can see like a little bit of what you're wearing underneath it. I think that looks really cool. Also, this is not like a functional corset. It's okay if it's just for show and it's just supposed to be cute. That's all we're going for here. So I am glad I did the alpine stitch, double stranding it. I'm hoping we have enough yarn because I'm using a 6.5mm hook and it's eating this yarn up. This stitch eats a lot of yarn, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. But other than that, I mean, I think it's working up pretty quick. I don't have that many rows done, and this is about 4 inches worth. Right now, I'm planning to go about maybe 13 or 14 inches in total, so I have about 10 more inches left. I'm hoping this isn't gonna take too much longer, but again, we'll see. We just never know. And then we'll figure out the detailing parts of it. But for not making a corset ever, I feel like this is going pretty good. It's still a little hard to tell because we literally just don't have that much of it done. But I am very excited to see what will happen with this and just how it fits. I can't wait to see that. And I'm trying to underestimate what I think I need. So if I think I need it to be this size, I'm doing it to a little bit smaller size because this yarn does stretch a little bit too, and there's a little bit of give to it. And so I want it to be nice and tight. So that's kind of my update right now. I think that's all I have to report on at the moment. I'm trying to think if there's anything else important. Not really. I'm glad that I was kind of inspired to do the corset in this. I feel like it's going to give it the perfect texture and just be a really interesting piece, which is exactly what we're going for. So that's my update at the moment. Hopefully I can update you a little bit later with some more substantial progress. But as of right now, we have about 4 inches of it done and not much else to say except for we can see the stitch pattern we're working. I will catch you in a little bit. Okay guys, this feels like a super weird way to give an update, but please disregard the weirdness. I just wanted to show you because I have made some more progress on it. Now this keeps flaring out when I have it like this, but it is more like this if I have it tight so you can see we are getting there. I'm still gonna make it a little bit longer, but it's working up nicely. Here's what the alpine stitch is looking like now that we have way more progress to show. I just started decreasing every single alpine stitch row until I've been to this point. Now that I've just tried it on, I think I'm going to do a couple rows of it as is, retry it on, see what I think, and then maybe decrease a time or two again. The top is like a little bit big up here. Whatever, that's fine. I think with straps, that'll get fixed. It's also so hard to tell without the lacing in here if it's like a good size or not. It's very challenging to know. Anyway, it's curving really nicely. It's really difficult to show you without it being on the floor, but the curve is nice and just freehanding it is going really well so far, so I'm happy about that. It's still feeling like quite lightweight, even considering that it is alpine stitch and stuff. Usually I feel like this can be a little bit of a thicker stitch, but it is definitely still has plenty of movement to it. It's not going to be very like blocky, which is exactly what I want. And it still has a little bit of stretch in it. So if you needed to, I think make it a little bit smaller than you think, you could always err on the side of hoping that blocking will expand the stitches a little bit too. Not that this is like a tutorial, but always know that if you make something a little bit too small, typically you can block it out to be your size. So if I need to, that is what I want to do. But like I said, I did want you to be able to see like some of the midriff section between the lacing. This is as far as I got from yesterday. So I made all this progress yesterday after I got done talking to you. The alpine stitch works up fast, which I totally forgot about. And so that's really fun because it just makes it a lot easier and quicker to work up, but it's just looking so pretty. I can't get over looking at it. So I'm going to keep working on this for the rest of the evening today. Oh, and I also forgot to tell you that this is the end of my first skein, my first double strand. So I have 2 skeins left and it's gonna be more than enough, which thank goodness, because I think I'm only gonna make it a couple inches longer. I really want it to kind of cut off at my natural waist here. So that's that. Okay, I'll update you when I have more update, hopefully once I'm actually through with the actual bodice of the corset, and then we'll figure out what we want to do about these little straps and all the details moving forward with it. But pretty good progress, very excited about it. Hey guys, it's a new day. I'm still in the same sweater and it's starting to make me feel a little bit embarrassed, but literally I've only been wearing it around the house, so I just throw it on when I need to record a clip. But I wanted to let you know that last night I got the main body of the corset done, so I'm gonna flip it around to show you kind of what it looks like and how it came out. So here it is all finished up. I left the stitch markers in at the points where I was decreasing just so you could still, maybe I did. Where's the inside one? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know where the other one went, but these were the parts where I was trying to decrease. This side came out really, really nice. I'm really happy with that. And then this side really is kind of wonky, and I just don't know if that's just because of the way it was turning or something, the alpine stitching. I don't really know, but this side is literally gorgeous and exactly what I wanted, but this side is a little funky. I think once it's on, it will look fine and not be a problem. But I also did, and you can see here, I did 2 rows of a single crochet with just 1 strand of the yarn around here to make like a little edging and a border around, which I really like. And then I just went down the side panel and did a single crochet border around just to kind of smooth off the edges. And right now I'm working the bottom. So I've done 1 row of single crochet so far, and I'm at least gonna do 1 or 2 more rows. I haven't quite decided yet, but I just wanted to show you this is the main bodice, and it came out to be about 11 inches long, which is a good length. And now I'm gonna start the straps here in a little bit. I have quite a bit to do today, so I don't know how much time I'm gonna get to actually work on this during the day, but we'll definitely at least get to it in the evening time today, which I'm looking forward to. But also, if you made it like this, you could technically wear it backwards and have the all alpine stitching and then lace up the back portion. And so you could have that against your back. But I definitely just, I don't know, something about me, I love the way it looks in the front, so I will wear mine with the lace front forward. Just wanted to mention, if you're gonna try to attempt something like this, I stopped decreasing maybe around this point right here, and then so all this was just worked regular. Yeah, you can kind of see in my stitching here where I stopped decreasing, but I literally was decreasing almost every single row. So it was pretty intense decreasing. Also for the top, because it fits the largest part of my bust, the top is a little bit too big. So when I was doing my border around the top edge, I did do some decreasing up there too, and I sized down to a 4mm hook, so it hopefully like cinch in a little bit at the top and just be a little bit tighter up here before it kind of flares out a little more. Anyway, that is kind of like my big update for the day. I can't believe how quick this is working up. I'm really excited about it because it's basically going to be done today. I just need to figure out how much more of the bottom I want, and then we'll have to lace it up, which I literally can't wait. I did like a faux lacing of it last night just to see if it was gonna fit me, and it fits perfectly fine. So we'll get out the real ribbon today and lace it up. I'm just so excited to see how it looks. I also, oh, let me show you one more thing too that I did. So actually for the inside here, where I was telling you was a little bit too big up here, I did decide to like flip just like 2 or 3 rows over and single crochet over them when I was doing the top. So it'll bring it in like even 1/4 inch on each side. I just want it to come in a little bit more because when I do lace up the corset part, when I was doing like a mock lace up, let's call it, it was completely tight right here and I wanted that spacing. So I'm hoping by decreasing at the top there and then also flipping some of it under and in, it'll help like have a little bit of spacing here. I suppose I should have really thought about it maybe a little more when I was making it. So moving forward, if I try this again at some point, which I don't know why I wouldn't, it was really fun and an easy project that I would like to try to make a couple different styles of, because why not? I definitely think I would do a smaller chain, do a couple rows in that amount of chains, then expand it a little bit to fit around the largest part of my bust and then have it come back in again. So that's kind of where I'm at and what I would think moving forward. Like I said, I don't have time to work on it right now. I just kind of finished up doing some edges of it this morning and I wanted to show you this before I go do the rest of the things I have to do today, but I'm really excited to get back to this. I also need to figure out how we want to do the straps moving forward for this. Either we're going to work the rows back and forth like this, so I'll just chain however thick I want the strap and then work it back and forth, or alternatively, I can chain how much I would need from this point of the strap to the other point and then work my straps this way, which would probably decrease the amount of stretch there would be, but I also don't know if that's the look I'm going for. So I need to think about that a little bit, which hopefully I'll have a more concrete answer by the time we start working on this again. But anyway, that's the corset update. We'll be snatched to the golds in no time. So stay tuned because you're not gonna be able to see my waist in just a little bit. All right. So I finally found some time to sit down and work on some straps. So I ended up just opting for the version where I chained from armpit to armpit almost, just how long I wanted the shoulder strap. So I measured that and then I just did a chain long enough for that. And then I just did single crochet in the back loop of every round. And I think this is about 5 rounds or so. So it's a nice thicker strap, which I think will look good. It's the same color as my sports bra today. But yeah, I'm just looking in the viewfinder. It looks pretty good. I also plan to add bows to where I connect the strap of the corset to the bodice. So I'll have like a little bow here, which I think will be really cute. I bought really pretty ribbon. I don't think I've showed you yet actually, no. So when we lace it up, I'll show you the ribbon that I'm gonna use, and then yeah, I'll just make a couple bows and pop them on there. But I don't know, I thought something about this just looked really nice. I personally just have something against the way single crochet looks when you do a strap just like that. It just doesn't look that pretty, and I want this to look like really put together and elegant. I was a little bit afraid of the ribbed kind of texture it has because the corset itself has so much texture, but I think it's gonna be fine. And yeah, I'm just really excited to add these straps on. So I'm just gonna hurry up and whip up one more. This didn't take me much time, and then we can pretty much get to lacing it up and making it look pretty. We can try it on and see what the final reveal is. I'm so excited because like I told you, I've never worn something like this before, so I can't wait to see what it looks like. But yeah, that's the game plan for the other strap, and then when I attach them, I'll let you know if this was a good plan or not. So we'll find out in a little bit. Hi guys, it's a new day again. So we are finishing this project today, if it's the last thing I do. Sorry that we're filming here in my dining space again, but it is just so rainy and cloudy because of the hurricane. We're kind of getting some of the backlash storm from that, so it's just so dark in my house, and this is the only large window I have that I can get a lot of light in and show you what I'm doing. So we're just gonna have to be here today. But I just sewed on the straps as you saw, so we have those all on and attached. They came out looking really good. Let me show them to you here. You see, there you go. Yeah, so straps are on. They look really nice. The inside, you know, just looks like that. I sewed them. I sewed it so that the end of the strap was hiding inside of the piece instead of directly on top, just because I felt like it gave it a more seamless, you know, top look. So the inside looks a little bit more messy, but it does make the outside look, you know, a lot better in my opinion. So really happy about that. So I got these eyelets, and I'd probably just have to look up a video or something. They look like this. They're little flower eyelets, but they're not staying in, and I don't know if it's because the fabric is too thick, like the alpine stitch is just too thick, but also when I kind of push them together, it just seems like they aren't really meant to fit together. My understanding was that they would kind of clip into place like this, but they're just not clipping into place. So I'm probably going to just do, oh wait, did they just do it now? No, I thought they just did it. I'll probably just do away with the eyelets, which is probably a better idea anyway because, sorry, I keep looking away, but this is the ribbon that we have to do the lacing of the actual corset part. I really like how drapey and kind of airy and loose the ribbon is. You know, sometimes ribbon can be that satiny, harder ribbon, but this is really nice and soft. I don't know how I feel about this furry edge. I don't really know, but we're gonna have to go with it because this is what I bought and this is what I had. Surprisingly, very limited choices for green ribbon at the store. I don't know why. But I also made up these two bows just last night when I was just playing around and practicing with it. So the bows actually came out really pretty. And these I'm gonna put up top here where the straps connect to the actual bodice of the piece. I thought that would be really cute. So since originally in my head, I had envisioned a tighter laced corset where I have way more crisscross areas and stuff like that, but because the ribbon is so much larger, I actually think what will look better will be a more open corset, so much less sections of crisscross. And I just feel like that will help you be able to really see the ribbon, and it won't look messy. When I did my little test run with it, it looked really messy and I hated the way it looked. So that means that we're gonna have to pivot our ideas a little bit, and that's fine, no big deal. But I think if we just open up the stitching a little bit, when I was looking on Pinterest last night, I'll pop in the photos I saw on Pinterest that really kind of made me change my idea, because I saw these thicker ribbon ones, which is what I was envisioning, but I saw that they were more loosely laced. I don't actually know what the technical term for that would be really, but I think we're gonna go for that. I hope that that works and like really pulls this piece together. And then I'm just gonna take my iron and kind of iron it down because the bottom in some places is kind of flipping up and I obviously don't want that. So I'll just iron it down and then we'll finally do our reveal and have our final piece. I'll also be curious to maybe see how it looks on this way as like wearing it backwards and then having it lace in the back. So I might try that on as well. I did find a shirt that I hope works for this reveal because this is so out of my comfort zone style-wise. I can't really say I have anything too perfect for this. If I was gonna wear this in real life, I would probably wear it with like a white dress shirt and jeans and like knee-high boots. I feel like that would be a really cool edgy way to style it, but that is not important right now. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm already getting into like the styling phase of the corset, but I wanted to really quickly lace this up with you and then we'll do a final reveal and see what we think. And we'll talk about everything that went well for me and what I will change moving forward because I definitely think I'll try to do another corset in the future. This was a really fun project. So let's lace it up. I feel like that's gonna be like the really fun part of this and then we'll try it on and see everything all together. I'm really excited. Well guys, I think that is a wrap on today's video. I'm so sorry we couldn't do any filming and final reveals outside or anything, but due to the hurricanes that are happening, we are getting a lot of that backlash rain. I don't know if I mentioned that or not yet, but it is like just impossible to go outside. It's also so dark. I can't stress that enough. It's like 2 in the afternoon and I'm standing here to get the most light possible. So sorry if I complained about that the whole video, but it made this week of filming a little bit more challenging. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of the corset in the end. I think for a first attempt, it really did come out pretty good. Of course, there's a couple things I will change moving forward. I think the straps ended up being the perfect length. I ended up just kind of putting these bows on with stitch markers just because I wanted to be able to show you guys it the other way and put the bows on the other side. So I would secure these down to the front now, but let me know if you like it better the front way or the reverse way. I want to figure out why this side pulled so much when I was decreasing because it created this gapping. There's plenty of room for it to come over. It's just not because it just flares out. So that part of the corset is kind of annoying to be honest, but everything else actually ended up being okay. The decreasing at the top helped, flipping the inside in helped a lot, and then I just didn't cinch this area up as much. I didn't pull it as tight. I actually didn't pull any of it that tight. You know, it doesn't have a whole lot of structure because it's just yarn, so it will close completely shut if I wanted it to, but I did it kind of loosely so it would stay open and pretty, but I also like the bows a lot. I think they're just super fun. Now, granted, this particular look is very costumey, so I think I could like double this as German beer maid, or I could be like a new wench that moved into the neighborhood and I'm going to come steal your husband before the plague. That's how I feel in this, but in the best way possible, if that makes sense. I love it. It's super fun. It's so out of my comfort zone. I'm sure you guys know by now if you've been here a while, I literally never dress like this, but I just thought it would be fun to do something new. And this is like how in my head I would probably dress every day if I could. Just super like girly, fun skirt, corset. It just feels very feminine, very fun, and it's fun to just switch it up every now and then. But it does look really costumey with this particular shirt I have on. I think you could dress this up in a way that wouldn't be as much so. Other than that, I really honestly like the actual way it came out. I think for, again, a first time, it really looks good. I love the alpine stitch on it. I was afraid that it was going to clash with all the textures of the shirt, and even my skirt has a lot of texture, but it all kind of worked together and I'm really kind of happy about it. I also feel like this could be pirate core. Like you could wear this for Halloween as a pirate if you took the bows off, I think. So I'm just looking at it in the viewfinder just to see if there's anything else I wanted to touch on. I don't think so. I really liked lacing it up with an actual ribbon versus lacing it up with more yarn that I just kind of chained out. I just feel like it gave it, you know, you guys know I like my texture and I like my elements in crochet that are not crochet. Anyway guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. I had a lot of fun making it. It was, like I said, just a blast. I almost said if you want to send in a square to my community project, but it ended yesterday. So just so you know, if you sent in a square by the 29th or even honestly a couple days later or so, I will of course include it in whatever project we end up doing because the project's going to take me a little bit of time to put together, but I just probably won't show it in that first official unboxing. But if I get a good amount of them, I'll just do another little segment of an unboxing. So don't worry about it. You can still send your squares in if you're a little bit late. I know life is moving and sometimes you just don't have the time, but you really wanted to participate. So don't worry, I'll still add them into the project. But if you're new here and you want to stick around, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I post new videos every Monday and occasionally on Thursdays. Thank you so much for stopping by today and letting me take up a little bit of your time here on the internet. Don't forget to let me know if you like it better front or backwards, and share this with your other crochet friends who maybe need some costume inspiration or just to try something new. It's so fun to just do something you've never made before and give it a go because you just might love it. So you never know. All right guys, anyway, take care. I will be seeing you in my next one, and stay safe out there. If you're anywhere near or around the hurricane, please stay safe and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.